Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. I'm so glad you're here. What do we got going on? Well, it's the start of a new week, right? It's going to be a big week. Anyways, what we got is we had an up day on Friday, right? And we'll see if we get any continuation in the market. Now, my take is that the market is going to have another run up. We'll see how that plays out. A lot of people are saying that we're already starting to enter the bear market and we're going to go down from here. There's a lot of fear in this marketplace still, even with that up day on Friday, a lot of fear in the marketplace, a lot of uncertainty out there. We don't know if the tariffs are going to go on, the tariffs are going to go off. I mean, it's really hard to plan things for investors. This is a tricky market. The VIX remains elevated. It's well above 20 for the last 14 trading days. It's been above 20. Now, when it's above 20, that's usually when bad stuff happens in the market. We'll see how it plays out. I'm betting on a rally up. Some of these relief rallies can be really powerful. Okay, now I do think we're going to go into a recession. I actually already believe we're in a recession. Now, if you look at our auto delinquencies, I mean, they're just surging, right? They're already at the same level they were at back in 2008 during the great financial crisis. Auto delinquencies is a telltale sign that a recession is already here. We're already in the recession. The government's going to figure it out in probably another month or two, and that's where the Fed will start to lower interest rates on the short end of the curve, and the long end of the curve will continue to go higher because it believes that inflation is not dead. Inflation is still raising its ugly head. They haven't killed inflation because they don't have the guts really to get the rates up where they need to be. Inflation running at 8 to 10%, you raise the rates 12, 14%, you'll kill inflation, but the government will be bankrupt and they'll have to default on all the bonds that are out there. Okay, so now what do we got? Well, I want to talk today a little bit about what I call the safe haven. A lot of people think bonds are the safe haven. And in the old days, in the past, bonds have always been the safe haven. When the stock market goes down, people would run to bonds. They're not running to bonds anymore. What they're running to is gold. Gold is making new record high after new record high after new record high. Now, a lot of people say, but Mike, we got Bitcoin. And for you, maybe Bitcoin's it. I had a comment in the last video. A guy was telling me he can't buy gold because that's too expensive. But Bitcoin's very cheap, he's telling me. Very cheap at $85,000. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think Bitcoin's going to push above 100,000 again and maybe even make a new high up to 120. But eventually that Bitcoin's coming way, way down. It has never seen a recession before. It's going to follow the stock market lower. Stock market probably going to lose 50, 60%, which would push Bitcoin probably down, losing about 80% from the 120,000 or wherever it makes its new top, right? But it's going to come way down. But I do believe we'll get a push higher. But the fact that gold is at a record high, you see this guy, he couldn't understand it. Can't understand that gold is cheap at $3,000. Why is it cheap at $3,000? Well, the same reason silver is cheap. Silver is cheap. Anything under 35 is dirt cheap. They're giving it away. You can go back to 1980 when it was at $50 and we're at $35 today. For inflation, we should be well above 100. But why are we not there? It's called a little bit of manipulation. Look, I'm just going to talk about one bank, Bank of America, right? Okay, they have 1 billion ounces short position on silver. They don't own the silver to short it. It's a naked short position. It's a paper short, if you will. If they have to come up with 1 billion ounces, you're going to see this market explode in $100, $200, $300. Silver is going to happen almost overnight when the Bank of America gets forced to cover that short position. They have about 200 million ounces of gold short. They try to manipulate the metals market. And these are just paper shorts. They aren't real. These are derivatives. Now, derivatives are what's going to break everything. It's going to break the stock market. It's going to break the real estate market. It's going to break the bond market. It's going to break everything is derivatives, right? And that's what gold and silver are. Gold and silver, paper gold, Paper silver, that's a derivative of the real thing. Now, for every 1 ounce of real silver, there's 400 ounces out there of paper silver. And it's about half that on gold. For every ounce of real gold, about 200 ounces of paper gold. These are derivatives. It's like musical chairs, right? There's one chair and there's 400 people circling it. I'm telling you, the music is getting ready to stop. Everybody's going to be fighting for that one chair. So if you're holding the physical position of gold or silver, you're going to be in the catbird seat. I mean, you're going to be sitting pretty. I mean, the wealth is going to be transferred to you. This is going to be a very interesting time for people that have been stacking gold and silver. Now, I get it. Look, I started buying silver when it was like $9 an ounce. This goes back like 40 years ago, right? Because I thought it was cheap. It went from $50 all the way down to $9. But you see, the stock market was trading. The Dow was about 900 and silver was $9. What I didn't know was ratios then. I was a young kid just out of school. I didn't know that silver at $9 was, well, that was really expensive to be buying it. So I felt the pain as it dropped down to $4, right? Lost over half my money, but I held on to it. Still have those silver bars. Those silver bars now, you can sell them for probably a little Engelhard bars, $35, right? Okay, from $9 to $35. Now I held on, and it's going to be fine, but right? But anyways, right now it's really cheap. It's cheaper to buy it now at $35 than it was to buy it at $9 back then. Why? Because look at the stock market. Look at the stock market. Dow's over 40,000, right? So it's about 100 times cheaper than what I was buying it for. At $35, it's 100 times cheaper than when I was buying it at $9, where the stock market was at $900, right? Okay, so anyways, let's move on here. Okay, so gold is what you really want to get some if you can afford it. You see, silver is the poor man's gold. Look, if you can't afford gold, get silver. But here's the thing. I don't talk about this, haven't talked about this, but you see, there's this thing. It's called fractional gold. I own a lot of fractional gold. My friend, he was saving up so he could get an ounce of gold, right? Anyways, he didn't have enough for the ounce of gold, but he wanted gold. He didn't want silver. So he's saving up, and finally he got $3,100 and went and bought an ounce of gold, right? Okay, so that's great. That's good news, right? He got his gold. But what he could have been doing is buying fractional gold all along the way, and he would have been ahead of the game. Gold in the American Eagle goes down to 1/10 of an ounce. You can buy 1/10 of an ounce of an American Eagle, right? It's about, I don't know, what is that, $340 right now. So the premiums are a little bit higher, but you got to remember the premiums are higher when you sell that 1/10 of an ounce. So if you can't afford a whole ounce, you can buy 1/10 of an ounce. And here's what I did. I even went more extreme than that. I bought 1/20th of an ounce. Canadian maple leaves come in 1/20th of an ounce. Okay, now you can barely see them. I mean, they're tiny, they're small. You can lose these things, so you want to put them in a coin holder so you don't lose them. And they're tiny, they're really small. 1/10 of an ounce is really small also. I like quarter ounces, I like half ounces, and of course I love whole ounces, right? But you got to buy along the way. Don't save your money, and if it takes you 6-12 months, gold may spike up. So buy fractional gold. This is just my take. Now, I have played volleyball with a buddy. I'm a sand volleyball player, and he was telling me, because I talked him into buying some gold. He was at Costco and he saw some gold bars. Gold bars. Costco has gold bars. So, and you know what they sell them for? They sell the gold bars right at the spot price. So he was buying these gold bars right at, well, $2,900 to be about $3,000 now. But he was buying these gold bars at spot, right? But these gold bars are kind of generic. I told him he would be much better off buying what's called the coin of the realm. Costco also has in stock right now. You can go on their website. I hope they still have them in stock. But anyways, they got the American Buffalo coin. That is my favorite gold coin to own, right? The American Buffalo. Now, granted, look, he's buying these gold bars at spot. He would have had to pay it $99 over spot to get the American Buffalo coin. He should have paid the $99 over spot, because I believe that was a much better buy than buying the generic bar. Now, Now here's why. When it comes time to sell, everybody recognizes the American buffalo, right? Nobody recognizes that generic bar, right? But I love those American buffalo coins. They're just like the American eagle. They're minted by the U.S. government, right? Now here's the thing. You see those bars. Now, if someone were to counterfeit those bars, they kind of ignored it, right? They kind of ignore it if they counterfeit the bars. Why? Well, because they're not the coin of the realm. You counterfeit an American eagle, you counterfeit the American gold buffalo, the U.S. government will come after you because that's counterfeiting their money. You have the protection of the U.S. government behind those against counterfeiters. So there's very little counterfeiting going on in the American eagle and the American buffalo. Now be careful with the silver eagle. There's counterfeiting going on in China and they ship them here, but they're real easy to detect. They don't weigh exactly an ounce. They sound funny because they got other metals in them. Well, if you buy a real one and you have it to compare, even I can tell, I'm no expert at, determining if a coin is real or not, but even I can tell that. But you want to get the coin of the realm. You want to get the American buffalo. You want to get the American eagles. Silver, the American eagles is the way to go. Yes, the premium's a little higher, right? Premium's a little higher, but anyways, when you go to sell, you get a little bit more for them also. My friend, it's so funny. Anyways, he got this package in the mail and it said bathroom hardware on it. It was heavy, and he forgot he had ordered 2 rolls of silver eagles. You see, they disguised the package so even the postman doesn't know you're getting some silver eagles. But those silver eagles, those are beautiful, right? I mean, those are beautiful. Look at silver eagles. They're giving them away right now. They're cheap. They're really cheap. Now, I know people tell me Bitcoin's cheap. Is Bitcoin even a coin? I mean, somebody explain that to me. I don't see a coin anywhere there. Can I hold that coin in my hand? No, you've got digits on the screen, and any price above 0, in my opinion, is expensive. Don't get me wrong. Don't give me the hate. I love Bitcoin, love to trade it. I pray it never goes away. It's my favorite thing to trade. Very volatile, 10,000 bucks up in a day, $10,000 down in a day. Love the Bitcoin, right? But anything above 0, my opinion, is expensive. But gold, very cheap here at 3,000. Silver, incredibly giving it away at below $35 for an ounce. Look, I keep talking about this. I think you're going to get an opportunity to trade 500 ounces of silver for the average price house in the U.S. Average price house right around 400,000 right now, and you could get 500 ounces for $18,000. So you're going to be switching $18,000 into a $400,000 house when this thing plays out, when it all comes to an end. Look at back in 1980, took about 700 ounces of silver to get the average price house. I think we're going to shoot it to the downside. We're going to overshoot this time. I think it's only going to take you 500 ounces. It's going to get real ugly out there. Believe me, it's going to get real ugly out there. Would I rather be holding gold or would I rather be holding Bitcoin? You guys know what that is. I get a lot of haters from those Bitcoin guys, but I really love Bitcoin for trading. Best gambling vehicle we got. But where you want to hold your wealth is in gold. Everybody's saying, but Mike, Bitcoin went from $1 to 100,000. That's right. It also went from 109 down to 79. You just lost 30% of your wealth if you were holding, like my buddy sold his house, put it into the Bitcoin at 104. He's almost looking at a divorce now because his wife is so angry with him that he did that. He's already lost, 20% of their money. And he's my age. They can't afford to lose 20% of their money. But Bitcoin, yeah, maybe it gets another run up here, but I love gambling on it. It's great. Love it, love it, love it. Anyways, but it's not a coin. It's not real. Get some coins. Get some real ones. Once you hold one of those silver eagles in your hand, it's addicting. Man, those are pretty coins. Oh, the American eagle, same way. But that buffalo, take a look at that American buffalo. Costco has them right now, $99 over spot. Look, I'm not selling you anything. I don't care if you buy Bitcoin. I don't care if you buy gold or silver. You can go out and buy Beanie Babies. You got to do you, but I got to do me. I'm just telling you, I feel that real things are going to come to play right now. Right now, those digits on the screen are going to start going down. That includes the stock market. That includes the bonds. Everything's going to be crashing here. We're going into the recession. You can tell by the auto delinquency rate. Take a look at it. Pull it up on Google. I'm telling you, look, it's an extension of the 2008 great recession. Because all we've done is print money, print money, print money, and those roosters coming home to roost, whatever the saying is. I don't even know what that is. But anyways, they're coming home, and we're going to have to pay the piper. Look, I got all kinds of saying today. But anyways, give me the thumbs up if you like this stuff. Punch the subscribe button. Get out there, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk again later in the week. Bye-bye.